Hey everyone, welcome back to DIY Alex. I am so excited for tonight's live with Cricuting with Delonda. You guys met her yesterday. She is such an amazing crafter and so much fun. And we are so excited to bring you some Christmas in July sublimation / infusible ink projects because we know that this Christmas season, y'all are going to be asking us, what can I do with sublimation for Christmas? So, yeah, let us know if you can hear us okay and see us okay. Make sure our connection is good. And then we will get this party started. I'm excited.
I'm ready too. I'm ready. Hey, everybody.
Yes. Hello, hello. There's an ad playing, and I don't know if you guys can see us right now. I think everyone's watching an ad maybe. There we go. Now we're back. Michelle Moore says, hey, Delonda. Hey, Alex. I'm excited to be here. Looking forward to seeing your awesome creations.
Yay.
Hello, Making with Marilyn and Kristen and Roseanne and Dee. Some of you guys were here pretty early. Hi, Irma and Sharon. This is going to be so much fun, you guys. And actually, I am working with a brand spanking new product for me. It's still like infusible ink, but it's a little bit different, and I'm excited to teach you guys about it because it's recent for me. I actually bought some last year, but like a good crafter, I didn't finish my project on time. So it's literally, I bought it last Christmas season at some point and never used it. So we're starting today. I'm only 6 months late. You know, that's pretty good.
I never do that.
You never ever buy anything that you don't use? Well, God bless you, Delonda. Good for you. You're better than me.
I use it right away. I make all my projects. I finish everything right away.
Hashtag goals for all of us. Right?
Hashtag live.
Right. Seriously. Oh my goodness. Hello, hello. So many more of you are joining us. Kristen says, didn't want to miss a thing. You know, Kristen, we were talking about how much we appreciate you yesterday. You show up in pretty much every one of both of our lives. And so we're just really grateful for amazing people in our audience like you.
So supportive.
Yes, it means the world to us.
I can't see the chat, so let me pull up my...
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of people who are like so supportive.
Yes.
And you know, Alex, that's what makes this all worthwhile.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were just talking about that. I think we actually talked about it on our test yesterday. Oh my gosh, Dee says, we talked amongst ourselves, Alex. I know, Dee, you guys are so cute. Y'all just show up. Y'all know I'm always late, so you're all like 10 minutes early talking amongst yourselves about the weather and wherever you guys are in the world. Oh, Delonda, Dee would like to see your shirt. She said she likes my shirt, but she wants to see yours too.
Oh, mine says crafting is my therapy.
Love that.
And this is puff vinyl, and the file came from Design Bundles.
Oh, cool. I love that. And I love seeing puff on shirts. I don't make enough with puff. I need to try. I actually recently bought some new colors that I need to actually play with. But like I was just discussing, we have the whole buying craft supplies is a little different from actually making the projects.
Okay, I can see the chat now. Hey, LaShonda.
Good deal.
Hey, Kristen. Oh, my God. Miss Victoria. Oh, hey, Morgan. That's my baby girl. She just...
Oh, hi, Morgan.
Hey, Dimps. Oh, you're going to make me cry. Christiana.
So sweet. Supportive.
I'm going to cry. I'm going to try not to cry.
We have the best people ever, don't we?
Oh, my goodness. I'm nervous and excited. Aww. Aww. I'm going to get my thoughts together.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and send my camera overhead because I did some of my weeding beforehand because I wanted to practice, but I left one mat for us to work on because I wanted to show you guys this new product that's like a little bit different for me. And Delonda, you're working with all Infusible Ink by Cricut, right?
It's all Infusible Ink, but I did like start it because everyone in my Facebook group knows that it took me about 40 minutes to do some weeding on Infusible Ink, and I'm not exaggerating.
It's tricky. Oh, really?
I waited.
Yeah,
It
no,
was,
it's really
yeah.
tricky to do. And especially if you have like a more intricate design, I don't blame you at all because I'm the same way. And I know you guys, especially in my recorded videos, everything is sped up and pretty to your liking, but that's not how that always goes. And so that for that exact same reason, I had to practice and make sure that I didn't have to recut anything today. Because mine has some interesting techniques that if you do them wrong, you basically are going to have to recut your piece. So
Yeah.
let's talk about infusible ink really quick. Actually, before I get started, let's talk about infusible ink like as a whole and why it's such a great introduction to sublimation. Because I think it was Kathy who said, hey, I hope to get into sublimation by Christmas. But here's the beautiful thing, Kathy. If you already have a cutter, you can start with infusible ink now and start getting your feet wet. You don't need a separate printer. And that's really the beauty behind infusible ink.
Hmm. I love it because it's so vibrant, and the ink is literally in the fabric. It is just. I think the first time I tried it, I was so amazed at myself. I was like, "Dang, girl, you did it!"
Yeah, it's like this
But it's
magical
it's
thing
so
when you lift up the
beautiful.
paper, you're like, because
Yeah,
it's so bright and colorful. It's
and
beautiful.
it's not expensive.
No.
It's not. I think when it first came out, it probably was expensive, but you can find it reasonably priced. I mean, and even if a lot of people don't know this, but like if you go to Walmart and you shop from the app, the price in the app is cheaper than the price on the shelf. And if you show them that, they will honor that.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah. So
What a great hack.
I
I never even thought to share something like that, Delonda, but that's a good trick for those of you
said,
who get your feet wet.
look, I need all the deals because as much as I shop, I need every dime that I can save.
We will definitely take it. And I think crafters in general are pretty thrifty people, but sometimes you don't know what you don't know, you know? So that's
Yeah.
a great tip.
Yeah.
I love that. Kayla Norton. Hello, Kayla. Thanks for joining us. She said, I love infusible ink. I have so much. I do too, which is exactly what we were talking about yesterday about using up our stash in such great ways and getting an early start on Christmas. Like, hello, this is a no
Yeah.
brainer.
Yeah. And I had used infusible ink before. I made pillows before. It was a long, like when I was like first starting out, I made a pillow as a gift for, oh, and this is, see, it might make me cry if I think about it too much, but this lady was, one of the ladies I work with was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I wanted to make her a gift. And I made her a pillow that said faith over fear.
Mm.
And I gave it to her, and she just recently, and this was like a year ago, she just recently this month she rang the bell.
Oh,
So
that's
it is
amazing. Ah, God is so
phenomenal.
good.
Yes,
That's
yes.
great.
So
And it's such a sweet gift. That's so true. So whether you're making it as decor or you're starting on your Christmas gifts early, then go you, because we were just talking about procrastination and always waiting until the last minute, even though Christmas is the same day every year, y'all. I know it's news to me too. And then I'm still up, December 23rd, working on my
trying to figure it out at Dollar Tree.
yeah, exactly. So if
What
you
can
want
I
to
get?
be better this year, then start now.
Yes,
Start for Christmas in July.
yes,
I
yes.
love it. Cool. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and send my other camera overhead. And I'm actually going to switch sides because Delonda and I's names are backwards. I typed them backwards with how I set them on the screen. So I will fix that now and we'll start jumping in to this project. Oh, hold on.
While you're doing that,
Technology.
I'll be saying hello to some of the
Oh, yeah.
people. Hey, Concrete and Sue and Phil and Tracy and Michelle and Elisa and LaShonda. Making with Marilyn. I hope you're feeling better. I know she hasn't been feeling well. Kathy,
Mm.
Brenda, Sherry, Tracy, Hillary, everybody. So, hey, everybody. Hey, Vanessa. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Hopefully, the sound didn't go out.
Yeah, no, it sounds good to me. I can hear you fine.
Okay. Oh, Natalie, the galaxy sheets are nice. I made some earrings out of those.
Oh, yes, I love the galaxy pattern. It's so pretty. Okay.
Oh, hey, Christiana. Hey, Angela. I hope I didn't miss anyone. I'm sure I did. Y'all know I'm not good at that.
Sometimes it just flies by and it's hard, but we love you and we see you and we're so glad that you're here. Okay, So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my infusible ink because it's a little bit different, and I'm sure we'll have a great overview of typical infusible ink from Delonda. So I have a brand of like sublimation sheets is what these are called from a company called Bright Star Crafters. And if you guys end up wanting to check this out, I did link it all in the description below. But it's super cool because I got this bundle of sheets last year, and they are made for like the mug size. So the bundle that I got had 12 by 12 sheets in it, and each sheet had 3 little stripes like this that were all color coordinated and so cute. But you can buy the full 12 by 12 sheets also if you choose to do it that way. So basically what you do with these is it's a lot like infusible ink. You create your design and then you cut it mirrored. And then after you cut it, you're going to add it to like a heat resistant transfer tape that comes with the bundle as well. But you're going to put it with the white side facing the transfer sheet because we want the ink side down on the project when we press. So that's the really, really important thing to remember is it's backwards from regular transfer tape because we need the white side facing the tape. And then I'm just basically going to place them all around my sparkly stocking. You guys, I am so excited to play with these. I did some tests earlier today, and check out how fun that is.
That is so cute.
Like, it's so cool, and it's so fun how, like, through the project, it stays super sparkly. So those are just my tests on the back. But I'm going to be putting Merry Christmas here in the middle, and then basically just kind of placing the little pieces all the way around the stocking. So whenever I do projects like this, I just cut a few different pieces. I don't even know that I'll use them all, but that way I have some different options. So I have everything else already on the transfer sheet stuck to this parchment paper so that it didn't get too dirty while I was waiting. But I'm going to work on putting this last sheet on the transfer tape, and then I'll be ready to press.
So when you press the first one, the 2 on the back, what's the pressing time?
So the press, so that's another thing that I was practicing with. In case you guys are new around DIY Alex, I have a policy that I promise to never do anything the first time on camera. I always like to work those kinks out because I promise to show up prepared. So I started and did the first one at 400 for 60 seconds. And that was a little bit long. When I pulled off the paper, I was like, oh boy, we maybe almost got close to scorching this one. So then I looked up on the actual stocking, which is from Heat Transfer Warehouse. I looked up their application instructions, and they recommended 355 degrees for 60 seconds. So that's what the second press did. And you really can't see any difference in the color in person anyway. And so I decided that the better time and temperature would be 355 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. So that's what I'm going to do all the way around. And I kind of just plan to, like, once I place everything on the stocking, that I'm just going to do some big presses with my Easy Press and press everything all at once I have it arranged the way that I want it. Does that make sense? That way I'm not doing like 50 little 1-minute presses because this fabric is definitely heat resistant, but I don't want to push the limits too far.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to be working with. So Delonda, let's see your amazing pillow. It's so pretty. You guys, it's so pretty. You're going to love it.
So I couldn't decide after we got off yesterday. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do because I bought, the package that I bought. For those of you in my Facebook group, you knew what I bought because I shared my full list of everything that I purchased from Amazon with you. Like, this is what I bought, full disclosure, Christiana. But I bought these sequin pillows. So let me change my camera angle so y'all can kind of see it a little bit better. And the good thing about these pillows, let me see if this will work. Please work. Please cooperate. Please cooperate.
The prayer of every content creator. Please cooperate. I want you to.
My Easy Press is about to turn off. Let's see. Can you see that?
Yeah, hopefully. We can see great.
Okay. So I bought these sequin pillow covers from Amazon, and they came in a 4-pack. So they're 16 by 16, and 2 were silver, and then 2 are gold. So, you just turn them this way.
Oh
Like
my
that.
God. I'm obsessed with those gold pillows.
Right.
Oh, I
So,
need
and I
them.
thought I was going to use the gold ones, but I decided that I'm going to go with silver. Definitely going to go with the silver ones. And the design that I'm using says believe in the magic of Christmas. And I am using red infusible ink. Now, another thing they know about me is that I love red.
Yeah.
So I'm just going with one solid color, and I'm going to do that message on this pillow. So the good thing about these pillows is, these pillow covers is that, you just get all of the sequins going in the same direction. And this is another reason why I love infusible ink, because it's going to be so beautiful and so vibrant and so lovely and shiny and sparkly and magical. And with that design, it's just going to take it to the next level. And so this will be a part of my Christmas decor, because I haven't ever made a pillow like this for myself. I made one for my friend and I made one for my mom, but that was with Sublimation. So this was my first time having something for myself. That's what I'm
So
going to.
pretty.
Now, on the Cricut website, they do recommend, and I know this is a weird, let me kind of bring it back up so you can see me. They do recommend, maybe like this. Can y'all see me? Okay.
Yeah, looks
They
great.
do recommend pressing infusible ink for 385 for 40 seconds. But
Okay.
I'm using my Easy Press, and whenever I'm using my Easy Press, I definitely go up in temperature and time. So I'm going to do 400 degrees for 60 seconds.
Okay. Good to know. Kristen said that red is your signature color.
Yes.
And they're loving your pillows. They're obsessed.
I love red. I do.
And I love red and gold as a Christmas combination, but that's kind of the great thing about Christmas stuff is you can basically take red, green, gold, and silver and literally mix and match it in whatever combo you'd like, and it always looks beautiful.
Yeah. So,
no matter what, it's perfect.
While you are doing that, I'll just be making sure all of these sequins are in the right, going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And so one thing
you can only sublimate on the white side, right?
Yes. And it's important to also note that, let me kind of pull this in closer. So I don't know if you can see that. But some of them will not be in the right direction. So it's important to make sure they are all in the right direction, so that when I do place the infusible ink on it, that I'm going to get a good clean image and none of it will be, out of whack. So
yeah,
like
it won't look funky.
here, I'm just going to go through and just make sure they're all going in the same direction before I press it. And because this pillow has a zipper, I want to be careful about, not the pillow, but the pillow cover has a zipper. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be careful about where I place the zipper. Like, do I want it to zip down? Do I want it to zip up? Do I want the zipper to be on the top or on the bottom? So because all of that will matter in how I place my sequins in the direction that I want them to go in. Okay. So pay attention to that.
Yeah, that's a great tip and a super important one too. And Hillary wants to know, where, Delonda, did you purchase the pillowcases?
They should be linked down below, but I purchased them from Amazon. And Hillary, they are in that document that I shared on Prime Day, because this was one of my purchases from Prime Day.
Oh, you just bought them. That's even better.
I just got these on Amazon. On the first Prime Day.
Day one.
And Christiana peer pressured me into buying more stuff.
I know how that goes. It's easy. Honestly, it's almost like twist my arm. Yeah, you're right. I'll buy them. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're in that document.
So I am just going to lint roll over my pillow really quick to make sure that I don't have any, extra dust or anything in there. I actually just recently got these stockings too. These are not a last year thing. These are a recent thing. But when I saw them on their website, I was like, oh yeah. And you can get them single or in a 4-pack, which I love because if you're doing them for like your whole family, you could maybe get them in a pack of 4. And then, you know, say you have 6 people in your family, you could just get 2 extra. But they also come in glitter pink, which I love even more. But I thought, you know, as much as I love pink, I'm not sure that above my fireplace I can picture red and pink Christmas stockings. Even for me, that's like a little bit that's a little much. So I went with the white because I just thought the colors would probably show up better. But I might try those pink ones out because they were so cute. I was like, I don't know, I might need a craft room stocking just for me in pink.
Okay, so pink, you love pink.
Yes, I am a girly girl through and through. Pink, that lilac purple that I have on our banner, those are like my colors. My whole room is like my walls are that color even.
I did notice that. I am a primary colors person, so I like bold, vibrant, bright. And one of my
Yeah.
daughters like that too. And the other one is very, you know, she likes pastels and the lighter
Yes.
colors. I'm like, girl, who is your mother?
Where did you come from? Which is so funny because my mom is not super girly either. So it's like it's like that with me too. Like where in the world who did you come from? Because you're
Yeah.
not I'm like my mom and I style is completely different. Cole says that my husband Andrew would really love the pink glitter stocking. You know, Cole, I don't know. He might put up with it for a day or so and then it would probably come down, to be honest with you. He puts up with a lot, but I don't think a pink glitter stocking is really, that's not really up his wheelhouse, you know?
Peter wouldn't even notice. He would.
That's the funny thing is even though my husband is a guy and guys are infamous for not necessarily seeing things, my husband is the most observant human being I think I've ever met. He is so funny like that.
Not Peter.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do a craft room stocking for sure. But yeah, you guys, I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but it's so sparkly. And that was the other thing when I saw it online. Part of me had to order this because I was like, is this really as sparkly as it looks in the picture? Like, is this really real life? Can I really get glittery Christmas stockings? And behold, you really can. I'm so excited to see how this comes out.
And you can personalize the top of it.
Yes. Yeah, you totally could. I mean, you could totally add probably some HTV on that. I mean, maybe it's polyester too. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I wonder if you could do like black infusible ink
Yeah,
because
maybe.
you can't do white, but you could do black.
That would be nice. That's a big stock. That's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty neat. And yeah, it's huge. Like it's like the size of a traditional stocking. So I'm curious to see how this comes out, and I'll have to make another set for my husband and I that match. The naming that I did on this one, I just did plain red of this like Bright Star Crafter sublimation sheet, and I just did Merry Christmas.
I
So it
like it.
oh my gosh, what's the word? It's mirrored, but it's going to be like a vibrant red after I press it.
Okay.
So
I like those patterns.
isn't that cool? So I have all these different patterns. I cut 3 different patterns out of the different shapes. And then I did vary some of the shapes a little bit. There's like maybe 6 different shapes. And I just cut them a couple of different times. Because I just wanted to have some different options. But another really important thing that I searched for when I was looking for my designs was that something that was very, very simple shapes. Because whenever you have patterns and things like this, it's really important that you don't go too crazy with like the shape itself because otherwise you won't be able to see it. So I was looking for like simple but almost kind of chunky shapes that would really show off the pattern, but they wouldn't get lost in the pattern if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was aiming for with these. And I just picked some patterns. This is going to be like a red and a blue actually themed Christmas stocking because I've got 3 different patterns. I'll see if I can get them up close for you guys. And like I said, I have everything linked below, so feel free to go like look around if you're curious about it. And I love Cricut Infusible Ink. I have tons of it myself. I use it all the time. But what I did like about the Infusible Ink on the Bright Star Crafter site is that you can customize things like different colors and stuff like that, so you can really make it the patterns that you are looking for. And Infusible Ink is a bit limited, especially in like holiday colors and things like that. So with these, you can go on their website and get whatever suits your style. So I'm working with.
Yeah. I have a lot of infusible ink, but I don't use it that much.
Yeah, I don't do a very good job about using it either. Especially because I have tons of patterns and I need to find some different things to do with it. Because patterns are always tricky to get the right design that's actually going to look good. You know, you can slap a pattern on anything, but it's not always the best choice when it comes to your design.
That's true. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to go ahead and start.
Yeah, go for it.
Rolling this. So about my design, because we did the Cricut design space part beforehand, so we would spend time with you and not be so focused on that. But I made my design because these pillows are the pillow covers are 16 by 16. I didn't want to have to use a bigger mat, and I know the infusible ink sheets are 12 by 12. Y'all, I'm never good at this. I'm never ever. One day I'm gonna craft and be so good at the camera angles, and y'all gonna be like, look at Delonda, they're good with the angles. Today is not that day, but one day
you'll get there. Absolutely.
One day is gonna be so good. These are 12 by 12. And what I did was I resized my design to 11.5 by 11.5. The file that I'm using is from Design Bundles, and it is one of the plus membership files. I do have the lowest plus membership, so I think I'm bronze, and it's still an excellent value. I'm not a gold plus member, I'm a bronze plus member. But this file was perfect, and I just resized it to 11.5 by 11.5. And when I uploaded the file into Design Space and I resized it, I welded mine. You can attach it because I'm sure the script font at the bottom is already attached because of course it was an SVG, but I went ahead and welded it because it had a script font and I wanted to have a smooth, clean cut. Okay, and then after I clicked make it, I made sure to mirror my design. So with infusible ink, typically when you're using a heat source, you're going to mirror it, and you're going to put the HTV down on the mat face down. Well, with infusible ink, you put it on the mat face up and you mirror it. So when I show you my mat, you'll see that I already started reading it a little bit because I don't want to waste 40 minutes of your life waiting for me to find the corner.
I feel that. I am.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, it is. Yeah, it's really, really tricky, and especially like even though Delonda was asking me if I like get nervous before I go live. Honestly, I really don't. But the one thing that makes me sweat, there's two things that make me sweat. Okay. One is if I'm having technology problems. That is like, oh my gosh, I like get really, really stressed about that. Or if I'm weeding and I can't see. And I never say anything. You'll never know that I am like sweating like crazy, but I get stressed when I cannot see. And so I don't blame you one bit for starting to weed because that like makes it really stressful. Yeah. You're like, I did not plan on this taking 30 minutes.
Yeah. I don't like to waste anybody's time. I like to be ready. And I'm telling you, it took a very long time. And what takes me the longest is actually finding the right corner to start.
Yes.
So you can see with my image, hopefully you can, let me see if I can get a look, it is mirrored and it is, I'm going the right direction. Look at me going in the right direction.
Good job.
It is mirrored and is face up on the mat.
Yeah, I like to say to my people, I pretty side up. Pretty side up. Shiny side down or pretty side up is like my little saying because I think everyone can find the pretty side of their material.
Yes. So I'm just going to take this off. And I will also say I did have to do a double cut on this.
Okay.
And I've been having to do a double cut with my infusible ink. For some reason, when I cut it the first time, it still wasn't coming up like clean. Yeah. So I sent it back through the machine. And I cannot see comments. So we're going to have to make sure we go back and make sure nobody has any questions. Because I can't see the comments.
Yeah, I was just checking out the comments too to make sure we didn't miss a whole lot. They're cheering you on because you got this, so they're excited for you.
Yeah, so they do know.
Feeling
I
it.
do tell them, like, I get so nervous.
Yeah, it's
So
nerve-wracking.
nervous.
Yeah, so they were asking, a couple people were asking for tips when trying to peel and like weed infusible ink. So I don't know if you have any tricks that work for you, Delonda. The one thing that I really like to do is take my roll and actually, I call it like cracking the sheet or like rolling it backwards
Yeah.
and starting to pop those edges out because it is super frustrating to grab that piece out. Is there anything that you do that makes it easier for you?
Double cut.
Double
Just doing
cut. Okay.
cut. Yeah. That's really the only thing that ever works for me.
Okay.
And people say that you're supposed to be able to weed it with your fingers. I haven't always been successful at that, so I
Okay.
still keep a weeding tool handy. So like right now, I have my pen. I'm just getting in here in the corners.
Yeah.
But doing a double cut, really, I mean, it's what I have to do most times.
That's a great tip. Yeah, I don't normally end up having to double cut, but it would be a good idea for me to think about that just in case. You never know. And some designs also, I think it depends on your design too. Like some designs are super easy, and then other times they give you an absolute fit, and you have to do some funky stuff to get it to go correctly.
Yeah.
So I feel that too. That sometimes like you're kind of gonna have to see what your design is turning out like. Check it before you unload it so that you can do a double cut. Those kinds of things.
Do you weed yours on the mat or do you take it off?
I take it off, and the reason that I do most of the time, sometimes if it's a full size sheet, I'll leave it on, but it's because I am left handed, and for some reason, I get stuck continuously to the mat, and I am constantly pulling my arm off the sticky mat, and it hurts my skin. So I peel it off and work on it that way. But when it is a full size design, if I'm doing something like very big and simple, then I will leave it on the mat.
My son is left-handed, so
It's just
I feel you.
it's just funky sometimes.
So with my daughter who likes pastels and my son
Yeah.
who's left-handed, I'm wondering what happened.
Yeah. How did we get all switched around?
How did we
So,
get
so
connected?
two of your
Because
three kids are left-handed.
no, my son is left-handed, but my
Only
daughter
your
likes
son.
pastels. Yeah, I'm like,
Oh
girl,
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're like, how did my kids get all my opposite?
yeah, we didn't.
How did this
This,
happen?
how did this happen? We didn't talk about it. This is not what I signed up for.
Right?
We all have to like the same stuff.
That's true. So Kathy asked me an interesting question. She said, Alex, is the stuff you're using difficult to weed like Cricut? So what's interesting about it, Kathy, is it's literally just a sheet of paper that's just a little bit thicker than regular paper. So it kind of depends on what you're doing. Like the Merry Christmas I did first, but it definitely took me the longest because I removed sorry, my easy press is trying to turn off. I removed the excess around it, but then I very carefully had to use my spatula to peel the letters off. But like for the really simple shapes, it was super easy. So it does still have some challenges, but it's like different challenges than working with infusible ink because you manually add your own carrier sheet, whereas the infusible ink automatically has a carrier sheet on it. Does that make sense? I don't really know.
So it comes with one carrier sheet?
No, it comes with just as many like carrier sheets as it does the full sheets. So I got 12 pattern sheets and I got 12 of like the heat resistant transfer tape is basically the same thing as like the stuff that's on the front of HTV. So it had plenty of stuff for me. It's just that you have to manually apply it versus with infusible ink, it's already on the sheet when you pull it out of the box.
Would you buy that again?
I would. I like this stuff and I like the different patterns. I feel like maybe some of these smaller patterns are like a little bit more my style, especially for the holidays. And I actually have some non-Christmas stuff that I ordered from them a little while ago. I haven't had a chance to play with it, but before I ordered it, I was able to like customize all the colors, which was really, really nice to be able to like change it to my liking. Whereas like with Infusible Ink, obviously you're just kind of working with whatever options are already available.
I think Cricut is going to surprise us this year and come out with some more Christmas pattern
Yeah,
of infusible ink. I'm putting
that
that
was
into the atmosphere.
What was the last thing you said?
I'm putting that into the atmosphere.
That's right. She's manifesting that Cricut will surprise us with some new patterns. I agree. I would love that. I would absolutely love that because I love the options and I really do. Infusible ink definitely has like a technique to it. I won't even say that it's always super easy because it's not, but I really like the product and I think if it had more options, I might use it more often.
Okay. Pretty confident that I got it all.
Okay, guys, now I'm just playing. I'm trying to figure out what placement is going to look the best with all of these shapes because there's a lot of them. But I'm glad I cut this many because I think I probably needed all of them.
Oh, and then it's hard to tell because it's like backwards.
Yeah, I can't really see what all the patterns are, so I'm going to peel them up and make sure that there's a good variety before I actually press everything.
Can you put them down face up first and look at them?
Oh, that's true, and just kind of figured out. See, so
Yeah.
smart. That's a great idea, Delonda. That's what we're going to do. Peel them off and make sure that they look good. I'm going to keep Merry Christmas probably where it is, but I can at least, like, place it without sticking it down.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You guys are probably telling us that in the comments, and I just didn't see it.
I'm not good at looking at the comments. And then I feel so bad after a live because I'm like, I missed this and I missed that.
Oh, that's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I try to keep up with comments, but I have to go in stretches. You know, I'll look at the comments for a little bit and then I'll be off a little bit because I'll be concentrating. It just depends. So I'm going to definitely reorder these because I think these patterns are too close together. So I'm going to switch some things around. But I'll check the comments real quick. Yeah, Kristen said the red pattern reminds me of a DIY Alex Christmas pattern, and it definitely does. It definitely reminds me of it too. I have a navy one that looks very similar to that with my pattern vinyl.
You know what? Because I did a double cut, it like cut through the, look at this.
Oh, cut through the transfer. Yeah, the carrier sheet. Yes, that is definitely a super pain. But you could probably, if you have some spare heat transfer mask, you might be able to re-stick it on there if that would make it easier.
Yeah. I hate using up supplies though.
I know. Well, but luckily though, at least
I might have to
the
though.
mask is reusable.
Dang it all.
I know. I hate when that happens. LaShonda says she bought an Epson printer on Prime Day, so she has to go back and watch Delonda's video on how to convert. Woo woo! That's exciting.
Which one did you buy, LaShonda?
Yeah, tell us which model you bought. Hi, Catherine. Welcome.
I don't know if I said hi to Sherry, but I'm sure she's here. And I better say hi because I love her. So,
hi, Sherry.
Sherry.
Hi, Ruth. Thanks for joining us.
I think I'm going to take this off and get the mask. That's what I want to do. Because this is a mess. Look at this.
Yeah. It's really tricky. And that's the thing. I think that having the carrier sheet on can be helpful with infusible ink, but honestly, sometimes it gives you more of a headache. In all honesty, it just kind of depends. Kathy said, what pattern is the Merry Christmas in? So Merry Christmas is just a plain red, Kathy. It's not going to have a pattern because I thought that text is usually easier to do plain color. So that's how I kept it. Yeah, Marilyn says, you've got this, Delonda, plus this is how we learn. Agreed. Always.
Thank you, Marilyn.
And Hillary says, it's okay, we love the mistakes. You were saying that's a part of how you roll, so good for you for showing all that.
Rolling on, rolling on.
Well, and that's really all crafting is a lot of times, is honestly just making mistakes and figuring out how to correct them. That's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be moving.
Oh, that's just lovely. That's just lovely.
Just exactly what you were hoping to fix today, Delonda. That's just exactly.
That's so lovely.
It sure is.
Look at this stuff over here being lovely. Don't leave, I'm coming back.
Just talking nicely to at work. I'll have to try that.
I'm gonna find my. This is so wonderful.
So perfect.
So wonderful. This is just great. This is the highlight of my day.
Kathy said, you can do it, Delonda. It's actually nice to see this live so we know what to do when it happens to us.
Yeah.
And it's so true. And I know it, like, you know, y'all as creators, usually it makes us sweat a little bit, but it is a good, it's definitely a good teacher for all of you. Denise wants to know if your twin girls are identical, Delonda. Are they identical or fraternal?
Identical.
Identical? That's so cool. Do twins run in your family?
No, I'm the only person.
No way.
I'm the only. Nobody else has.
That
any.
is so wild.
So I have some heat transfer masks.
Cool.
And I've never used this before.
Haven't you? So it's basically just like the carrier sheet. It's just like heat resistant transfer tape. So you'll want to put the white side or like the non-pattern side onto the heat transfer mask. That way you can put the ink side down on your pillow.
You know why I have this, and oh my gosh, I've been waiting to use it. Just put it down like this on here.
Let me see. Is your pattern side up?
You mean you can't see that?
No, hold on.
Put
My
your head
graphic's
through
covering
the
it. Let me take that away. Now I can see. So
Hold
you
on,
don't
please.
want to stick it with the ink side up. So you're going to want to peel it off probably a row at a time and then place it with probably the white side, the opposite of the red, on the sticky side of the transfer mask.
I don't think that's going to work. So that's really, if I do that, oh, Alex.
I know.
Oh,
You're definitely in a pickle there, my friend. Well, so yeah, you could go that way. If you have another sheet, you could cut another sheet if that would be easier. Or you could pick it off. I usually flip it over and use my spatula to remove it. That's how I removed the Merry Christmas, where it was a little bit more intricate. But yeah, you've got some options.
I am going to put this down. So the zipper, I just have the zipper at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to do my best to just place this.
Yeah.
And what I think I'm going to do is use some heat resistant tape once I get it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
That's a great option.
Because who wanted this to happen? Not me.
No. That is not the best situation.
But
you'll remember it forever. When you pull these pillows out for Christmas, you'll be like, oh, I remember when I made this.
I remember what happened with Cricut Infusible Ink.
Yes. It's funny how the things we make have memories attached to them, or at least mine sure do. I can remember most of the things that I've made in videos because I remember the process of making the video. You know what I mean?
Going to not be good because these letters are separate.
Yeah, it is definitely, it's going to be a little time consuming. Oh no! Ugh, I ripped my present. Hold on, let's see if we can fix her.
Well, I can tell you one thing, this pillow is going to have some character.
It sure is. Okay. It's going to be one of a kind.
Yeah. When somebody says you're one of a kind, that's not normally a compliment.
That's true.
You're like, are you trying to insult me?
Well, I made a mistake too. I stuck the front of my sheet to the pattern side and totally messed up my little present. So I'm going to swap the present with a Santa hat so that I don't have to recut it.
This is getting ready to be something else. This is getting ready to be something else.
Oh, I always get stuck to these little carrier sheets. And then so we'll be more careful, or I'll try to be more careful as I flip my sheets over. And what I'm trying to do, it's not always successful, but I'm trying not to overlap my carrier sheets. I don't necessarily know for sure that that would cause a problem, but I don't want to have any uneven pressure. So for the pieces that I'm laying down as they are overlapping, I'm trying to cut them down a little bit smaller so that they don't overlap and cause uneven pressure issues.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so joyful.
Yes, it is. You got this, Delonda. You got it.
Keep saying it, Alice. Just keep saying it.
That's right, and then you'll believe it. You got this.
You know what? I feel like I should have warmed this fabric first, but I didn't do that also. But guess what? It's
That's
not gonna
okay.
It's not. It's not.
Craftable Thing says, Delonda, you need a good laugh right now.
Okay.
So somebody tell us a funny story.
I'm laughing on the inside.
That's right.
I'm laughing on the inside. On the outside, I'm dying.
That's true. That's how that happens.
Okay, this is gonna go like this. Hopefully I'm spacing this enough. I like putting my letters down one at a time.
Don't we all? We just love it.
Like, you know what, Delonda? Why would you want to put them all down at once? Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Okay.
I'm trying to space these out a little better. Got a little bit crowded.
So the word magic is definitely going to be crooked. Definitely going to be crooked. Thank goodness Christmas is all welded.
Yes, that definitely makes things easier. And you know what? I welded my Merry Christmas also, actually. So I did it in a script font also, intentionally. Even though I knew it would be harder to peel off my mat, I was trying to keep from having to individually place my letters. So even though it was a little hairy as I was pulling it off the mat, I was trying not to rip the whole word. But I chose to weld it and then add my eye on the top. And I welded this area right here between the Y and the M so that so they were all one piece. Because I didn't want to accidentally cut through it anyway.
Like what I did? You didn't want to do this? You mean you didn't want to do this?
Well, if I can avoid it, I definitely would.
Okay. That's it. Help me. Help me.
It's going to be great. Yolanda wants to know, how long can infusible ink be kept and at what temp? That's a good question.
I
I wouldn't say that I've ever had any that's like gone bad on me. People always talk about like vinyl going bad. I don't think I've ever had that experience, so I've never gotten rid of any of mine. But the one thing that I do think is probably helpful is to keep there's like a piece of dark plastic that comes wrapped around the whole tube. And I think keeping that so that you can wrap your infusible ink back up and keep it from being too exposed to the light is definitely helpful if you want to store it long term. I also store mine all back in the box. Like I put it back in the box it came in, and then I put that dark plastic all the way back around it. And so far so good. I haven't had a ton. I haven't ever had any that I was like, oh, I don't think that was any good. You
So
have
that's
for that?
definitely, I agree. I agree with what you
Okay.
said. So with mine, it came with 2 sheets.
Uh-huh.
This is one of those. Look at me trying to figure out where the camera is. Right here. Two
Yeah.
sheets. So when I took this first sheet out, I put the other sheet back in the plastic. So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
keep it in here so that Cricut cooperation. Okay, cooperation. That's what I would say to my kids when we be in the store and they start crying and stuff. I just be like, no, no, cooperation.
Yeah. We're collaborating here and we're all cooperating as one happy family. Thank you very much.
We're not doing beeping.
Well, I think that so we had a little crisis averted. I swapped out my present for the Santa hat. And my trees are a little bit close together. I normally probably wouldn't want to do them there, but they're in different patterns. So I do think that that will be close enough. Um, Tracy says she loves seeing us craft together. I love
Thank,
crafting with Delonda. This is so fun.
thank you, Tracy.
And Karen says, glad to know I'm not the only one who makes mistakes. Amen,
Oh,
sister. Absolutely not. I make
Karen,
mistakes
you must have
all
just
the
met
time.
me because, honey, I make all the mistakes for everybody.
Yeah. No, I'm here for that. I am just as human as everyone else. I'm forever messing stuff up. A lot of times, sometimes I share the mistakes, but I feel like half of crafting is honestly just recovering from the mistakes you make and just trying to wing it and figure it out, you know?
Yeah. I am going to try to slip this pillow under here so that I can make sure, because I feel like I have it in a good spot. Ah!
Uh-oh. Did you get stuck?
It's okay. I'll put it back. I had it in a good spot.
Yeah.
I had it in a good spot, but now I messed it up.
Oh
See, I always go into song
no.
because
Like High School Musical,
do
you
you
just bust it
understand?
out.
The song is never good and it's never a real song, but
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
It's
going
a
to sing.
remix for the
It
moment. My
is.
husband is a remixer. He is so funny. He will sing a song that like you'll recognize the beat, but it's about what's happening. So he'll be
Yeah.
like singing about making spaghetti, but it's like to the tune of a song that's like on the radio. And he is so talented in that. He cracks me up.
No, Peter is not. He thinks he is. If somebody sings it, if they're a good singer, he's like, they almost sound as good as me. Sir, no,
You're
no,
like,
sir.
I don't know if we're hearing the same thing, but
Yeah,
like,
you must be deaf because that's not it.
oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you're blowing up my comments. Let me see what Val, I'm checking on your comment. I don't know that I see it. I'm sorry, Val. I can't see your comment. Can you post it again? Phil said, I went crazy a couple years ago and bought a bunch of infusible ink. Some of it isn't even opened yet. I wonder if it's still any good. Heck yeah! It's in that dark plastic and it stays sealed. So absolutely it's still good.
It's still good. Yeah. I have a lot too, Phil. Trust me.
Me too. Me
Believe
too. I was showing
me,
Delonda my collection. It's intense.
I have a lot. A
Barry
lot.
said, my wife has passed away and had a Cricut machine. I have no idea how to use it. Any suggestions? Well, first of all, Barry, I'm really sorry to hear that. And I think that, however you want to pursue that is totally up to you. If you want to try to learn it, I know that both Delonda and I have tons of Cricut for beginner content out there. I think that when you're starting to learn a Cricut machine, that starting with adhesive vinyl is quite a bit easier. Is that what you recommend people start with too, Delonda?
I always say start with something flat.
Yes, definitely something flat.
So like
Absolutely.
something like a coaster, something that is, not round at all,
Yes.
because trying to curve something for the first time will make you throw the machine out of the window.
Yes.
And I would, some people on here might not agree with my statement, so I'm going to ask for forgiveness. I would not suggest starting with Cricut vinyl.
Yeah,
I,
I agree. That definitely Cricut vinyl will make things a little tougher on you. I think the products work fine, but they are more difficult to work with than a lot of other vinyl on the market. So if you're starting out, I personally love to use StarCraft HD. That's my favorite type of like beginner vinyl. I think it is one of the cheaper ones. First of all, you can save a lot of money not buying Cricut supplies out of the gate. And
Mhm.
also, I just think it's easier to work with. Is that your favorite type of vinyl, Delonda, or do you have a different favorite?
For adhesive, yeah, I like StarCraft. But
Yeah,
as a beginner, you don't know that because you think,
right,
oh, I bought Cricut, so I have to use Cricut supplies,
right.
and you don't. So my
No.
first piece of advice is start with something flat and do not use Cricut vinyl, because that first time, I promise you, it'll make you want to just put the machine back in the box and
Yes.
just, yeah, it'll frustrate it. That's just my opinion. I'm not. They do have some good stuff. They do, but their adhesive vinyl is not the best for a beginner.
Yes, I would definitely agree. So hopefully that helps Barry. I think, and also I think some of it is just to start. That's a piece of it too. Just get started if you're interested in working with it. Just give it a try and learn from your mistakes. You'll learn a lot faster if you fail. Well, Delon and I talked about that yesterday. That's how you learn best. Um, failure is the best teacher for sure.
Somebody can tell you a stove is hot. It's hot, it's hot, it's hot, but you won't really know that until you touch it. You're like, oh, they were right.
Amen.
It
Yes,
was
you
hot.
can watch a million tutorials, you can
Yeah.
learn all the things, but until you do it with your own hands, it doesn't quite sound the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite work as well as just trying it.
So I'm just adding a little bit of Cricut heat resistant tape. So this is one of the things I do love about Cricut. I love their heat
Mhm.
resistant tape.
I do
I haven't
too.
ever had any problems with it. I've never had any like residue or any discoloration. I prefer the Cricut brand of heat resistant tape over any other brand of heat resistant tape.
I do too actually. That's what I have on my tape dispenser too. C said, Alex, the pattern didn't work to switch them. So, see, I saw your comment about switching my trees, but yes, the pattern would be the same as the candy cane, and that's why I didn't switch them. So I think it's okay. It's not super super close. It's not like my absolute favorite, but I think it'll be good enough. I think I'm getting ready to press because it's one of those things that if I keep playing with it, I'm just gonna keep changing it. I need to just press it and see how it does instead of trying to make it perfect.
So what I'm doing is just putting a big enough piece of tape over this whole word magic to keep it in place when I press it.
Okay. Good
So
idea.
this heat resistant tape is going to act as my as my carrier sheet almost.
Yeah. And you can always put a piece of parchment paper or something over top of it that came with the
Yeah,
infusible ink, and that'll be plenty.
yeah. Because I know I'm going to have to do a double press because the image is 11.5 by 11.5, and I'm using my
Yeah.
9.
Yep. I have a 9x9 easy press too, so I'm the same way. Natalie said, Alex, do you have a wreath to put on the heel of the stocking? Natalie, that would be a really great shape, but I actually didn't cut a wreath out. I ended up I bought actually 2 bundles to create all these silhouettes because I liked them both so much that I couldn't say no to either one after looking at lots and lots of different options. But I'll try that for another one. C wants to know, why not use masking tape, Delonda?
Because it's not heat resistant.
Yeah.
So I know with this heat resistant tape, the Cricut brand, it'll withstand the 400 degrees.
Yeah, and that's the really tricky thing, is that you definitely do need, whenever you're working with HTV, infusible ink, whatever you're working with, you definitely want to use this material that's like a heat transfer mask, because you'll melt your transfer tape onto your project and it'll be like super messed up.
Let me try to bring the camera a little bit closer so you can kind of see how I taped it, because it's a little debacle over here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
That's right. That's right. It'll work. Looks
So
great, Delonda.
we'll see.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Kathy says she's loving this live. I'm so glad you guys are loving it. I'm so glad you guys get to see us in our truest form, trying to figure it out when we aren't always perfect, because we're just human, just like everybody else.
Yes.
So I am going to grab a new sheet of parchment paper. I have this one that I a lot of times will cut pieces off of when I'm doing like layering with adhesive vinyl. But I'm going to cut a big sheet to try and cover more of my stocking, because I want to make sure that I don't directly press on top without a little something over it. And I'm going to use parchment paper instead of butcher paper or anything like that. That's what comes with Cricut's Infusible Ink, and I think that's going to work just fine. I don't think I need to use my butcher paper.
So I'm going to use the butcher paper that actually came in this box.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true, because Infusible Ink does come with 2 sheets of butcher paper, don't they? I forgot about that. So I'm just going to do a couple of presses, and I will see, I'll kind of like look based on where the Easy Press makes a mark, and that's how I'll know where else to press. And I'm just going to press it all the way down. We'll see.
Yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing. I put my pillow, my heat Easy Press pillow under the pillow cover, because just for some stability and to help me with the pressure.
Now, oh my gosh. Okay. One time, Delonda, I did on a live, I forgot to use my Easy Press mat underneath my Easy Press, and I had my self-healing mat underneath, and I created like a giant mountain in my thing because it got really, really hot, and it was super funny. And for like 6 months, everybody reminded me to use my Easy Press mat, because all the people who were there on the live watched me like totally wreck my Easy Press mat, and it was really, really funny.
That seems like something I would do.
Somebody a few minutes ago, I can't remember who it was, said they were joining my live because on one of them, or they were new to the channel, because I did this live like 2 years ago, and I was working with the oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Ever since I had COVID like a month ago, I cannot think of words. It's still like I feel completely better, but like my train of thought, I'm umming 20 times more than I used to, because I can't think of the words I'm looking for. There I go again. See,
I don't have you, so at least you haven't. I say just to say it.
Are you? I wasn't a big ummer before, not quite as often as I am now. And now I swear I like really struggle with thinking through the words. Somebody told me though to expect about 6 weeks before I felt completely back to normal. So hopefully at 6 weeks that really does come back, because I miss being able to remember what the heck I was saying. But I was working with the heat transfer, the foils, the StarCraft electrofoils. And one of my tips to cool it down faster was to rub it on the wall. And so apparently somebody thought that my methods were madness, and they are. They definitely are sometimes, but you know what? It also works.
Really? I haven't tried foils yet.
Oh my gosh, I have so much foil. I love it. But it has to be completely cool, and like I got impatient. And so I started rubbing it either on the wall or on the window to actually cool the foil down. And because I love science, I'm a nerd, and I love like the law of thermodynamics, when you put it up against something cool, it sucks the heat out. And so I started rubbing my stuff on walls and windows, and it worked, even though that was actually like probably 2 years ago to this month, because it was July. And I remember being like, it's so hot that I don't even know my windows are any cooler, but they were, and it worked.
Yeah, I haven't tried those yet. I'm working my way up.
Yes, it
Okay,
is so
so
much fun.
I am typically a sit-down crafter, but I'm going to stand up when I'm using my Easy Press because
I do that too.
this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
The Easy Press requires a lot of pressure.
It does. For sure it does. We'll start our
So,
presses at the same time and see how they go. I'm going to try, and so I have my stocking placed just at the top of my Easy Press mat. That red part right there, I don't want to get that in my press because it's going to mess up my pressure. But it's close.
Okay.
We're going to give her a shot.
I think I'll do the top first.
I know you guys can't see it, but I'm leaning on my Easy Press to give it some extra pressure. Kristen says, Delonda, you definitely need to try the foils.
I need to, Kristen. Okay.
It's so fun. You'll love it. Now, granted, it definitely has some technique. It's a little tricky. But when you get it, it is like sublimation. It's magic.
So I'm pressing this like I'm pressing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. With an Easy Press, you always want to do that. And you always want to be using an Easy Press mat underneath. Not a regular pressing flow,
yeah.
an actual Easy Press mat.
400 degrees, and I'm doing 60 seconds.
Okay. I'm at 355 per the instructions on my stocking, and also 60 seconds for mine.
Another thing, I don't typically use their butcher paper. I typically use my butcher paper. I feel like this is a little thinner than what I normally use.
Okay.
Hopefully that doesn't have a negative impact.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to kind of use the mark that my Easy Press left on the bottom of my butcher paper to know, or on my parchment paper, to know where to press next. And I'm going to shift everything up on my Easy Press mat. I think I may be able to get everything in one more press. But I got only part of my snowman, so I need to make sure that I get the full rest of the design. Yeah, I think if I go like this, that is going to get the rest of it. So I'm going to go kind of diagonal. But I should be able to get everything else all in one press.
I can still see some on the side that I didn't get, so I'm going to have to do it 3 times, I feel like.
Okay. They're cheering us on.
I can't wait to go back and read these comments. If I did not say hi, because I know there are a lot of people I didn't say hi to, please forgive me because I'm thankful that you're here.
Yes.
No, I don't take that lightly. And I wish we could respond to live comments. Don't you ever go back and like wish you could respond?
Yes, all the time. I wish I could.
I wish they would fix that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm on my tippy toes, y'all. I know you can't see it. I'm on my tippy toes, pushing down.
I'm trying to cover my veins so they were like, look at those veins. She's really pressing. Okay, one more time.
I'm sweating. I think I got everything, but I'm nervous.
I'm worried about the pressure at the bottom.
Yeah, on the bottom.
I got it.
It's always super tricky.
You know, I did not know that the mini press didn't have a timer. I thought it did.
Yeah, it does not.
No, I thought it did.
Songbird Live said, hi, Delonda. You know we know you.
Thank you. Thank you for knowing me and still being here.
Yes, amen. That's so sweet. Catherine says, is it okay to heat press over infusible ink like double in some areas?
I say yes, but I'll definitely say be careful.
Yeah.
I think I got it enough. I really do.
Yeah, I think just using your best judgment. Ooh, okay, guys, I can see the ink through. I'm gonna start peeling these things off.
Okay.
I'm sweating. I don't know. I hope it's good. I'm a little nervous though.
Look at Christmas. I'm gonna
Oh!
show.
Did it work?
Look at Christmas.
It looks great. You did it. You nailed it. That's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
So worth it.
Oh my goodness.
It's beautiful. Okay, guys, my first two, they're looking pretty good. Looking good so far.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. Okay, let's keep going. Whoops.
I messed up. I messed up.
You did? Oh no.
On magic on the eye, the dot was in the wrong place. It's gonna be okay.
That's okay.
You know what I might do is get my mini press and press that.
Oh yeah, just press just the dot.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
Dang it.
Darn it, that's so annoying.
One spot. It
Ooh.
almost right down, but it's still so. See it?
Yeah, your eye, like your dot on your eye migrates.
It's under there, but it's that infusible ink is so vibrant.
Yeah. It looks so good otherwise, though, seriously.
I'm going to press this dot. I am going to try it again with this dot.
Yeah. You know, guys, the one thing I've noticed, so I really like how these are turning out. They're looking super cute. Keeping in mind that the white on any area where you're pressing sublimation, the white is always just going to be see-through. So that's why it's beneficial to use a white stocking, is that like you're just going to have it almost be like clear in those spots. But the one thing I don't love about these sheets is that there's not as much ink transfer as I'd like. And I guess it could be because like these are a little older, but when you look at them, they almost still look like they originally did. You see what I'm saying? Like they're awfully bright, and even though they look good on the stocking, I think there could be a better ink transfer. So that's one thing.
Let me see
my test press.
Let me see.
See how they look like. They look good on the stocking and everything. They look fine.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you look at the actual pieces that I've pulled off, they barely look like all the ink transferred. Usually when a sign of good sublimation paper is that like the ink looks really faded because most of it transferred down to the surface itself. This I feel like has some potential that it could be a little bit better.
So like on this is what's left.
Yeah, so it looks totally washed out and totally faded because most of your ink went ahead and went over to the surface, whereas I think this stuff could be a little bit brighter.
So I'm going to try to press this eye.
Yeah.
I have my mini press warming up, and we're going to see.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. Certainly won't hurt anything.
We will see if it works.
Craftable Thing says, Alex, do you think you could press that twice? You know, maybe.
It seems like it, yeah, because it seems like it's still a lot of ink.
Yeah, I think that now that I pulled it off, probably not, but maybe I'll try that in the future because I think that's a great idea. They're loving our projects, Delonda. I'm so glad you guys like it.
Yeah, this is one reason why I couldn't get into sales, because this kind of stuff would happen every time. Like, I feel like there's always going to be one thing that happens, and you're just like, you know what?
You're like, I swear it really works. I swear.
When you make stuff for yourself, it's okay, you know?
But yes, exactly.
It's no.
Yes. Somebody asked me if you could see the sparkle through the paper, and yeah, you still can. So I did pull off a little bit of the sparkle as the pieces were coming off. I don't feel any sparkle on the surface. It feels all flat, but I did notice some coming off on my sheets. But like even through the designs, you can see the sparkle.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool, honestly. I love it. Now the red's a little dull for me. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera. The red's a little bit duller than I'd like it to be, but like all of it is still really readable and really clear. All the edges, there's no ghosting or anything. So it looks really good otherwise though. So I'm definitely digging it. I would definitely display stockings like this in my house with like a white subtle shimmer. I love it.
I think I pressed that for nothing. Hold on.
Oh, that's a good point, Kathy. That's a great point. She said, Alex, do you think the color's left over because of the lower temp? Because a lot of the videos I watched on this stuff, they recommended like closer to 400. So that's definitely a possibility. That's a great possibility that if I pressed it a little hotter, I wouldn't have as much ink transfer. Now, I did still, when I did my test on the back, I did this one down here at the full 400, and I did still notice that I wish there was more ink transfer, but it probably would have been less had the heat been a little bit higher. You know, one thing I may do real quick, and I don't know how well you guys can see this on camera, but all the little different transfer sheets did leave some lines when I pressed it, like some indentions. And so I may take my Easy Press over with my parchment paper and just run it over the top and try to get rid of some of those lines because I don't love that texture.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking a piece of the infusible ink that was weeded away.
Yeah.
And I'm cutting another eye.
Yes, I do that all the time. I am like the sneakiest eye daughter because I hate to cut more eyes.
So that's what I'm doing.
Love that. Kathy wants to know, would I do a higher temp or longer time? You know, I think Kathy, probably a higher temperature might have been a little better. So what I usually do with HTV and pretty much anything that has like a temperature discrepancy is I like to just take an average of both the temperatures. So if the sheets mostly need about 400 and the stocking needs 355, then I'd probably do like 370 or 375 and just split the difference. Demps Design says, I'm busting out my infusible ink this week. Yes,
good.
go for it. Do it.
And I know she has a lot of it too, because she asked about it before, like, does it expire?
Yeah, I need to do better about using it on a more regular basis. For sure. So I'm going to take my parchment paper and just run it over, or run the Easy Press over everything and try to make sure that I can get some of this texture out. I won't stick it in one spot for too long. I just want to work some of that texture out.
Cutting this. I feel like this O is going to be so different from the other O's.
Okay, let's see if I got it. Oh yeah, there we go.
Madison, come here for a second, please. I'm going to have her cut it O because I think she'll do a better job than me.
Oh, hey, there you go.
You're like, you got me for this? Yes. That's what I called you for. Sweet baby love. Will you cut this O for me? I just need an O just like that. Just out of that paper. Thank you.
Yolanda wants to know if the heat tape left an outline on your pillowcase. Delonda, did you see any outline?
No. It actually looks fantastic. The only thing that's bothering me is the
rogue eye. Yeah.
So,
but it looks great, honestly. Oh my gosh. Sharon Celeste suggested that you try a hole puncher for the eye.
Yeah, I would have
that
to
is
find
brilliant. Like the dot on the eye. That's so
that is Sharon. That's an excellent idea.
You're a genius.
The next idea is to send me one.
Right? I know. I'm like, I don't even know if I have a single hole puncher. I think I have a 3-hole punch somewhere, but I don't even know like where I would even go to find it.
I have one somewhere.
Do
There's
you?
one in this house,
Yeah.
but
But I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to begin to find mine, honestly. Dem's Design says, yes, I did. Haha. I can't believe you remember that, Delonda. We
oh, my
remember,
memory is
y'all.
good.
Yeah.
Memory is good.
Well, and I think one really important thing, at least to me, and I'm sure Delonda's the same way, is that we try to have conversations with you guys like you're our friends in real life. Like we remember details about you that you tell us because it's just like talking to anyone else, you know?
Yeah. And I don't know if you know Dimps, Alex.
I
She
don't.
is one of the most supportive people on
Aw.
YouTube. She is like amazing, 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 amazing.
That is
She
such a sweet
supports so
compliment.
many different channels. Like, I don't even know how she has time to do it.
That's amazing.
She's like, she's amazing. I think she was the second person I met. The first one I met was Patrice. Patrice at Craftable Things.
Uh-huh.
And then I met Dimp second, but they both moderate for me when I'm on live because I'm not good at, the hellos and the links I'm not really good at that. And
Yeah.
they've gotten that down to a science.
Well, it's hard to be everywhere and do all the things. I mean, for anyone, I think.
Yeah. I hope I did it long enough.
Hey, Emily, welcome. Oh,
Bam,
Kristen has a
baby!
great suggestion. She said, Delonda, you just need to cut out more dots and put them throughout the pillow like ornaments
That's a great idea.
to even out
I
the
would
rest of the eyes.
that would be a great idea, but the one Madison made worked. So
Yay!
see it.
No. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah,
So
that
what I'm
looks
going to
great.
do is now I did not leave a link to these because I actually got these from Walmart. And I
Yep, that's where mine
believe
are from too.
cheaper from Walmart.
Yes, just in like the sewing section.
Yes.
Uh-huh. That's where I got my blanks. And that's the great thing about doing those pillow covers is you guys, you can make so many pillow covers and only own like 2 or 3 pillow, like actual, like, the actual pillow part. And then you can just change them out for the season.
Yep. So now I'm just going to insert my little pillow in here. Let me turn this off because I'm finished with this little cute little thing.
You did it.
I don't know how it showed up at my house. I don't remember purchasing that. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
That's
So
right.
the little zipper, it's not a lot of space. It's not the same size as the pillow, like it doesn't unzip all the way.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
You just stuff it in there.
Yep.
Just stuff
You
it in
got you
there.
got to rough it up a little bit, but it goes. While she's working on that, I'll give you guys a front view of my stocking. I really like how it turned out. I'm pretty excited about it, honestly. I like it.
What's the price range of that stuff?
That's a good question. I need to look back and take a look because I bought the 4-pack and I bought a ton of HTV at the same time. So I'll go through my own link and look because I can't remember.
Okay. So a box. I looked online today for this infusible ink, and I actually bought more. Didn't need to, but I did.
Yeah.
It was $7.79 for one box of red with 2 sheets.
Okay.
So not bad.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
That'll make 2 pillows.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Yeah, one box would make a matching set of 2. That's a great idea. So I just looked and it looks like the pillows, or excuse me, the pillows. That's what we were just talking about. The stockings are $7.99 for a single stocking or $19.99 for a pack of 4.
Ooh, that's good.
So really not bad, especially because you guys also have to remember that this is a sublimation compatible blank. Sublimation blanks are always a lot more expensive than just like a typical blank would be, because you have to use the polyester fabric, which doesn't tend to be quite as cheap. So keep that in mind whenever you're shopping for sublimation, is that there's always going to be like a bit of a premium on top of the price.
Okay, so let me completely cover the.
Yeah. We'll do a final reveal of both projects.
Completely cover it. And I think when I gave the lady her pillow, I gave it to her like this, so she didn't see the image.
Oh yeah.
And then when she saw it, she started crying.
Oh,
Like,
and she like pulled them down. Oh.
So this is how it looks. Oh, you can kind of still see it.
Yeah.
But you know, like this, you can't really see it.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you can just kind of swipe up or down to reveal it.
It's magic.
Isn't that so cute?
Love it. Look how fun these turned out, you guys. Like, seriously, you could not get more fun, sparkly Christmas crafts than these. And so we hope that you guys will definitely try some new sublimation or infusible ink projects this Christmas season, because you've got so much time to try, and you don't even need a sublimation printer for these.
Yes.
Even better. And even though we've been chatting back and forth the whole time, if you guys are here from DIY Alex, please make sure that you go support and subscribe to Delonda's channel. She's amazing. She has so much value to offer. You guys will love following her. You'll love it. And thank you guys from Delonda's community for coming over here. You have so much support in the comments, Delonda. Like, they love you. And that is such an amazing gift, you guys. We appreciate you guys so much when you show up to our lives, because sometimes especially when you're on the smaller side, you kind of wonder, like, is it just going to be me, myself, and I? Or is there, is anyone going to come and join us? And so each one of you is so important to both of us, and we really, really, really appreciate you.
Yes. And I want to tell you, thank you for.
You're so welcome.
Considering me, like, because, you know, I am such a smaller channel and new at this, and so green. So green. And I promise you guys, she let me pick her brain so much, and I'm thankful because there's so much I don't know. There's a lot that I don't know, and when someone shares knowledge with you, be willing to take it, be grateful, be thankful. So Alex, I just want to tell you, thank you for being so helpful to me and so open and willing to share with me. I'm grateful, and I appreciate it more than you know.
Yeah.
And to all of my subscribers and, you know, the people who they know, they are, and like you said, they're very loyal to me, very, very loyal, very supportive of me. They know I love them. They know. I hope they know if they didn't know. Please, you know, continue to check out Alex, because she is doing great things. She just, like, look, she's at 115,000 subscribers. That is no easy feat. That is no easy feat. And so all respect due to you for that. So thank you guys for joining us, for really. I always say, when someone gives you their time, it's equivalent to giving you their treasure, because time is something you can't get back. So thank you for sharing your time with us today.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys. We love you. We love you for being here. We're grateful to you. Don't forget to subscribe to both of us if you haven't already. And